Today I'm going to share how to properly walk a yard when you're scooping dog poop. Even though it seems simple, there's a few things you really should pay attention to. But before we get to that, I'm going to share the incorrect way to scoop a yard and what a lot of pooper scoopers end up doing. Wind's howling. I can't see anything. Well, I think all the poop's been picked up. Guess I'm done. It may be tongue-in-cheek, but you'd be surprised how often I got a new customer because their old scooper just didn't pick anything up. Once I secure the gate, I try to find the nearest corner and I just start walking to one edge of the yard. I'll take a couple steps, maybe 1 or 2 feet sideways, and I'll start walking the other direction. I call this the line pattern because you're essentially walking straight lines back and forth in the yard. I try my hardest to space each line between 1 to 3 feet. That way, when you're walking across the yard, you're able to use your peripheral vision to scope out the yard on both your left and right side and potentially pick up any pieces that you might have missed. While I'm walking the yard, I'm actively using the rake as an extension to my body. I'm always poking the ground in front of me with my rake. If I feel something super soft or soggy, most likely it's a piece of poop. Sometimes it's hard to walk a straight line in the yard just because of how it's shaped. So I'll quickly look up and use either the fence post or something that I see in the yard as a reference point, and I'll just keep walking towards that direction. Especially when you have a weirdly shaped yard, reference points will ensure that you're walking where you need to walk and you don't miss any spots. Sometimes you have to scoop a yard that has really long grass. This really sucks as a pooper scooper because you really can't see anything, but at least you can see your footprints in the grass, and that should help you keep your line straight. When the grass is long, it's really hard to find anything unless you accidentally step on it. So instead of using my rake to poke in front of me, I'll have a wider stance and I'll drag my rake right next to me. That way the rake can catch onto any pieces of poop that's hidden in the grass, and I don't have to rely on only seeing what's in front of me or accidentally stepping in some poop. Some yards will have a narrow section that you gotta scoop, and I find these areas tend to have the most amount of poop because sometimes dogs just want a little bit of privacy when they're doing their business. In these sections, I like doing a zigzag pattern just because you're already seeing most of the area already, and I'd rather just go back and forth really fast and save a little bit of time. Or if you're trying to be really adventurous, you can just walk one straight line down and another straight line back out. When you reach the end of the yard, you just do your lines again, but walk back towards the gate. With these lines, you could be a little bit more liberal and space them out because you already walked through the area, but you risk accidentally missing any pieces of poop on the ground. So a more thorough way to scoop is to do a grid pattern. So instead of walking back towards the gate, just start doing your lines in a different direction. If you went up and down in the yard, now it's time to go left and right. When you do the grid pattern though, you're almost doubling the amount of time it takes to scoop the yard because you're doing everything again but in a different direction. So it comes down to the kind of work you want to do and what quality of service you want to provide to your customers. Think about the prices for your poop scooping services. If your prices are too low, you might have a lot of customers, but you're probably rushing through all of your yards because you just don't have enough time to do all of them. But if you take your time and you do a quality and thorough scoop, you can justify your higher prices, and that'll allow you to scale in the future and just hire people to scoop for you while also doing less work for more money. Oh, a new request. Walking areas, gravel, backyard, weekly clean, sanitizing, 1 dog, 2 weeks. Okay, good. Convert to quote. Scooping appointment. 1 dog, initial cleaning, sanitize. Required deposit 50%. A deposit is required to be added on the schedule. Save message, save quote, review send. Looks good to me. Next email. Sent them an email. Cool. I'm able to send out quotes super fast, all thanks to Jobber. With Jobber, I have an intake form embedded on my website with a list of questions that my customer has to answer. This allows me to gather all the pieces of information I need to send the best accurate quote. If you want to give Jobber a try, you can use the link down below to get a 14-day free trial and my exclusive discount. And I'll also send you my Jobber cheat sheet for pooper scoopers that has all of my configurations, all of my notifications, everything you need to get Jobber set up as fast as possible. A big mistake you can make is not securing the gate closed on your way out, but a bigger mistake is not clicking the video on screen now where I share the mistakes that will crush your pet waste removal business. And I'll see you on the next scoop. And as always, acknowledge the now. Bye.